The Bear and the Bull. The Bear and the Bull. Old World Flags. The Bear and the Bull and the Bear and the Bull and the Bear and the Bull and Old World Flags. The Bear and the Bull and 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 the Bull and the Bear and the Bull. Can you beat Lonesome Road as Ulysses? Starting off, I give myself the only appropriate name, witness this monstrosity, and don't put too much effort into making my character as it'll be covered up by a gas mask anyway. The vigor tester doesn't matter as I'll have to set all my stats to 10 to match Ulysses' stats. As for my tag skills, I go with Ulysses' in-game tag skills of explosives, guns, and melee weapons, and since he has no traits, I go with none as well. I then get rid of all my DLC weapons, armor, and ammo, go into the bathroom like Superman going into a phone booth, and begin my transformation into Flag Bearer. First, I set all my stats to 10 and make myself 15% faster, as Ulysses actually moves 15% faster than most NPCs. Then, I give myself an anti-material rifle, a 12.7mm SMG, Old Glory, Ulysses Duster, Ulysses Mask, and a buttload of ammo. Finally, I set myself to level 25, as that's the recommended level for the Lonesome Road DLC, and I feel like Ulysses would be well traveled enough to reach that level by this point. Like last time, I'm not going over every skill increase and perk, I'll just show you what my character looked like at the end. I made sure to get Finesse and Toughness as those are two perks Ulysses has in-game. One drip check later, I helped Barton Thorne with his gecko problem, and reunite him with his girl. Fun fact, since attacking prevents NPCs from engaging you in dialogue, you can avoid the
"Hey, where the hell do you think you're going? Prim is off limits"
guy who will follow you a good distance before calling it quits. After I turn a coyote family into taxidermy, I enter the divide and look upon the bleak hellscape before me, exalted once by nuclear fire and once by the actions of a certain courier. Wait, am I that courier or am I Ulysses? I mean, I did get shot in the head, so... Putting aside that confusing identity crisis, I pick up our favorite flying metallic meatball, who unlocks a commissary I can throw random junk into for money. I end up buying some ammo, meds, and spare masks before sending the sentry bot to Brazil. Yeah, Super Slam has the exact same proc chance and knockdown duration no matter how tough or huge your enemy is, so single combatants I can juggle like Street Fighter. It's so effective that an anti-material rifle specifically designed for destroying vehicles is less effective than just whacking them really hard with a stick. On my way out of the bunker, some freak in a duster begins to yap on and on using my robot.
I ain't reading all that.
Must be some weird imposter or something. Once I exit the bunker, I begin to practice my aim on some people that don't have a proper skincare routine. While the marked men hit like a truck that isocays you back to your last save point, their lack of skin and weathered patchwork armor doesn't do them any favors when it comes to taking a bullet. Don't get me wrong, they can still take quite a bit of punishment, but 2 shots from the anti-mat, a clip from the SMG, or a few good whacks from Old Glory is usually more than enough to put them out of their misery. Leveling up, I increase Science, Survival, and Medicine, and get the Tunnel Runner perk, since I'll be sneaking a lot and my duster counts as light armor. On the way to the laser detonator, something weird happens when I'm detected and the danger text is the color of my HUD rather than red, before I get jump scared by a fuck ton of rockets being flung in my general direction. My guess is that being detected and shot at is a scripted event, so the game didn't know how to handle me being hidden. Anyways, besides breaking my leg, it's not a huge deal, as I get half his health down from ground level and then go up to finish him off before he can turn me into a fireworks display. Once you pick up the laser detonator, which does no direct damage and therefore doesn't count against the challenge, a bunch of marked men swarm you, but...
It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground!
After I try to aim my laser piss stream on this nuke...
He fucked my wife, so guess what? I'm gonna fuck the Earth! That's right, this is what you get! My super laser piss!
I foreshadow Fallout 76 by running around and nuking the whole area, taking out some more marked men in the process. Entering the overpass tunnel, I turn the head of a Deathclaw into Smuckers and face one of the main enemy types of this DLC, Tunnelers. Their skulls are surprisingly resistant to 50 caliber rounds, and they deal tons of damage, but they can't attack from range, so as long as you stay out of the reach of their claws and knock them down with Old Glory, they aren't too bad. After fake Ulysses yaps some more, I fail to snipe
Mr. Beast!
due to the wonky geometry.
Oh, come on! You missed! How could you miss? He was 3 feet in front of you!
Eventually, I get so fed up that I pull out my Patriot stick and start whooping ass. This somehow makes
Mr. Beast!
vanish from existence and the other guy to do a flip. After some big game hunting, I pick up too much ammo and give some stuff to Edie, continue big game hunting, and due to the light step perk, the satchel charges are a non-factor. You don't know how good this feels after last run. The marked men up here I deal with pretty easily. Bonesaw is a joke due to his pathing being broken and him just walking in a straight line while I kill him, and the rest I cut down with my SMG while Edie distracts them. After finding a bunch of stim packs and some lead-lined boxes, and a bedroll to make sleep a non-factor, I accidentally covered a divide in Fallout, which I'll come back to later, don't worry. This senseless destruction levels me up, where I max out medicine, get repair to 50, and put the rest of my points into survival. Now it's time for the Tunnler elevator section, and this was pretty easy, honestly. My strategy was to stick to one corner of the lift so I could spot the Tunnlers when they pop up, use Super Slam to combo them to death, retreat back to the corner, and repeat ad nauseum. After that's over, a sentry bot fires a missile at me from point-blank range and cripples my leg, which is bullshit. I then switch to the SMG for variety before witnessing this Tunnler quantum tunneling into a wall, listen to more yap, level up, putting points into survival and repair and getting the silent running perk, kill some marked men trying to have a campfire, pop some more military-grade pimples, and discover a glitch where you can fall down a wall extremely slowly but still take normal fall damage when you land. So instead, I take the boring way down, practice overkill on some more rats, get stuck for a moment but manage to wiggle myself free, and delve into the caves of the Abaddon, where I tunnel some Tunnlers 6 feet under. I then use my 100 sneak in Old Glory to somehow kill a Deathclaw in one hit, and use VATS to poach the other one. After turning some magic markers into a shooting gallery, I kill Roar. What, did you expect me to hype that up? Nope, it was painfully easy due to the Super Slam perk being absolutely broken. Seriously, tough enemies like Roar and the Legate should either be immune to the knockdown, or only get knocked down for a second before getting back up. Anyways, I get blown up by a plasma grenade despite not being detected, get blown up by a missile but still manage to kick ass, kill Blade, bonk some more magic markers,
I'm not dead!
There! He says he's not dead!
Yes, he is.
and finally enter fake Ulysses Temple, where I kill yet another walking tank with a glorified stick and level up, getting repair to 60 and survival to 66. I'm sorry if the commentary felt rushed or sporadic, but this DLC is mostly just combat after combat, so I did the best I could with what I had. Now it's time to deal with fake Ulysses. And this motherfucker has yapped and yapped so much, I just repair my anti-mat, load it with incendiary rounds, use La Phantoma, a stealth boy, steady, psycho, Med-X, jet, and buff out, and blast his mouth right off his skull before he has a chance to yap some more.
I ain't reading all that.
As for the metallic cacodemons and walking pieces of beef jerky, all the drugs in my system plus an ample supply of Stimpaks makes them a minor inconvenience at best. I yoink all the equipment off fake Ulysses and use it to repair my own, throw his body into the same rocket he planned to use to blow up the world or whatever, I don't know, I didn't listen to his yap, practice my golf swing, blow up the world, and, in a dramatic sequence, limp out of the temple as it explodes around me, proving that yes, you can beat Lonesome Road as Ulysses.
The divide erupted in fire, violent, red, as the last message of the two couriers arced into the sky. The missiles rained like spears down on the land, burning flags and communities alike, destroying all they struck. The history of the West was erased for the second time, thorough and complete, and America slept once more. At the end of the struggle, only one courier remained in the heart of the divide, the true courier, Courier 6. The courier tore the ancient flag of the Commonwealth from its cables and cast it over the corpse. Though whether done as a sign of respect or in anger for what had been endured to reach this moment, that is unknown. Interpretation is something best left to history, and only the surviving courier would ever know for certain. As for the courier, he turned his back on his home for the second time and made his way back, navigating the treachery of the divide. Tunnelers and the marked men avoided the lone figure, as if recognizing the courier's right to passage, or out of fear. The courier walked until he stood again upon the edge of the divide, the last road he would walk before the second battle for Hoover Dam. There, beside his feet, was a final package from one courier to another, a footlocker bearing a gift and a message. But that message, it is something for couriers to carry, and for them alone. The lights flickered across the divide, reminders that the old world histories persist and find meaning in the present. It said, war never changes. Men do, through the roads they walk. And this road has reached its end. Last tape, last message, in case you best me. If you're hearing this, you have, through blood or word, message is this. The destruction that has been wrought at the Divide, or elsewhere, if you couldn't stop me, it can happen again. It will keep happening. If war doesn't change, men must change, and so must their symbols. Even if it is nothing at all, know what you follow, courier. Just as I followed you to the end. Whatever your symbol, carry it on your back and wear it proudly when you stand at Hoover Dam.
But I'm not done just yet. This is my road, and as fake Ulysses said, I must walk it alone, and to the end, bearing my flag on my back. While I could just shotgun the story as quickly as possible, I decided it would be more poetic and fulfilling to do it as the developers intended. To that end, I return to where my road began and somehow don't shatter these bottles into a million pieces with my anti-mat rifle. Can't say the same for Corncob's skull, though. After fixing Trudy's radio, I don't even bother recruiting the rest of Goodsprings, as the powder gangers offer the same threat as a particularly ornery housefly. I make sure to grab the stealth boy before leaving, because why not? The trooper I avoided finally catches up to me.
First deadbeat we hired to do the job canceled. Hope a storm from the Divide skins him alive.
I grab a star cap, manage to stealth kill all the criminal scum in Prim. What was that?
Must have been the wind.
I'm hit. Rescue Snoopy, save Jacqueline's life, and immediately 360 no-scope her.
Whoa! Sucker!
Your intellect is as weak as your dull. Failure is your destiny. You disrespect yourself and your nation. You are made of stupid.
I then put the crucified powder gangers out of their misery, put Oliver Swanwick out of my misery, evaporate every living thing on my way to Novak,
Your ass!
and pickpocket Manny Vargas so my character knows where to go next. The 12.7mm SMG shreds through Cazador wings like paper mache, and if they sting me I've got snakebite tourniquets, so no issues here. My speech skills let me resolve a hostage situation by saying, actually, don't, and I level up, putting points into science, survival, and repair.
Have you seen what one of those anti-material rifles can do to a death claw?
I then get stalked by Victor, who eventually manages to catch up to me, creepy bastard, pay respects to the sign where a ranger sniped a fiend with an anti-material rifle, and due to my lack of caps, sneak past the troopers guarding the monorail and use it to get into the strip. After rizzing up Swank so he sends Benny to his room, he surprisingly survives 2 50 cal rounds to the head, which admittedly is more impressive than 2 9mm rounds. Unfortunately, those 2 shots must have given him brain damage, as he just lets me finish him off.
I'm gonna ring your bell, creep.
Stripping him nude, I talk to Smiley, get my reputation reset with the Legion and NCR, making nuking them meaningless, get my reward from Mr. House, and immediately give him the Andrew Ryan treatment.
Oh, slime! Oh, face! Obey!
Nice work, Viola.
Since I got my NCR reputation reset, a ranger now appears to try and give me a radio, but he gets cut down by the Legion every time. I'm starting to get deja vu here. Anyways, he and Phoenix have a shootout, I hand Phoenix my NCR dog tags, get accosted by a Legion explorer despite already being balls deep into the camp, I witness the NCR and Legion having swim class, and then take the boat to dry wells. And yes, the radio ranger followed me here as well. Alright, I'm getting way off track. Let's focus on the irradiated hellscape and skinless people trying to kill me. The radiation I can deal with using Rad-X, and the first few marked men I can snipe with good old Auntie. As for Gaius Magnus, while he may be immune to Super Slam, some Implant GRX and Old Glory take him and his cronies down all the same. Unfortunately, the radiation has rotted my brain so much that I accidentally stabbed myself through the heart with Old Glory. Honestly, the enemies aren't that difficult, the real challenge is getting all the loot to sell. What ends up working is using a corpse near the beginning as a container, taking all its stuff, riding the boat back up to Cottonwood, dropping all the loot in the bathroom, and taking multiple trips to the gun runners to sell it all, as I can only carry a few items at a time. On the way, Malcolm Holmes finally catches up to me from Prim, but it turns out he's a Legion spy, as killing him causes me to be gunned down. After finally managing to sell everything, I knock over some Protectrons like tin cans, activate the Securitron army, and level up, maxing out repair and getting the second rank of Implant GRX, as if I need it. Fun fact, Old Glory is technically a unique variant of the pull queue, so by killing this freeside thug, I can use my maxed out repair skill to get it in tip-top shape. Now it's time to clear out the second irradiated hellscape I made, the Long 15. While the anti-material rifle is good for softening up targets at long range, and I do get a few kills with it, again, Old Glory turns out to be the winning strategy. This place gives you medical supplies and ammo like candy, but it's literally more than I can carry, so I have to leave most of it behind. Granted, I definitely don't need that much ammo, but it's still kind of a bummer. Since both the nuked locations haven't been that challenging so far, I decide to test my mettle against the Brotherhood of Steel, as Ulysses clearly states his dislike of them in one of his logs. A stealth attack with armor-piercing rounds can take out a paladin in one shot, with normal attacks taking about 2. Meanwhile, their Gauss rifles only take about a quarter of my health. However, none of that truly matters, as I can just pop a stealth boy and whack people to death. Thinking this weapon should be renamed to Red Flag, considering how much blood I'm spilling with it. I do switch back to the anti-mat for a bit before bludgeoning all the scribes into a fine paste.
Are you blind? You can't see me!
I've got you now!
Assassinating the Elder, his bodyguards, and Hardin, and using their keycards to blow up the base for good measure. No kill like overkill, am I right? After knocking the daylights out of George for his wallet, I use Implant GRX to quicksilver my way through the artillery and begin to help the boomers, starting by offering the teacher more educational material and making some kids' days a bit brighter. After all the violence I committed, it's nice to have at least a few wholesome moments. I also save all 3 of the medical patients, and before you know it, I start the Leclerc space program. After that, I raise the lady in the water, and now the boomers are on my side.
That was easy.
Now for the great cons, and as for them, I decide to go with the diplomatic option. The first person I need to get out of the way is Carl, and you know how this goes. You get him to badmouth the cons, and they gun him down. But something I always notice is that Papa Khan says, if he's too slow to flee, kill him. I wanted to see if he actually flees, so I give him a fuck ton of health using the console and rile him up. He doesn't flee at first, instead using his unkillable nature to kill everyone in the longhouse. I guess after all the save games where he gets killed, he deserves a chance at revenge. After that, he leaves the longhouse and begins to flee for real, but gets stopped by more cons. I'm guessing if you let him kill all the cons in his way, he'd run to somewhere on the map and vanish, but I didn't have that much patience.
Well, that was a disaster. Let's try again.
So I just reload a save and correct the timeline. I then use my survival skill to teach Jack a recipe for Hydra.
Shut your fucking mouth!
Grew to live.
Shut the fuck up, you cunt!
Grew to live.
Shut it!
Save Anders from his Jesus cosplay, grab a Legion slave ledger in full view of everyone with no resistance, am reminded of what happened to my tribe of twisted hairs, rip my homies, and live up to my status as a courier by delivering drugs for Diane. A dead fiend, my money from Ringo, and some trading with Blake later, I drop off the goods and get tasked with giving drugs to lunatics who want to shoot me on sight. What a great business model. Due to my high speech skill, I don't have to wear the stupid armor they give me. I can just waltz in, deliver, and waltz out no problem. You might be asking why I'm doing all these side quests, and to that I say because I'm an idiot. I thought that doing these side quests would eventually lead me to Melissa so I could convince her to go against the Legion. But no, you can find her anytime you'd like, no quest required. Oh well, the experience can't hurt. As for finding Melissa, well, if you've seen my video, Lee Harvey Oswald Goes Deathclaw Hunting, I make him look like a chump. Anyways, convincing the inexplicably Kiwi woman that the Legion are sexist, as if she'd need a Brotherhood scribe to tell her that, I get my reward from Chomps.
Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down!
I then convince Regis as well, rouse Papa Khan into forging his own post-apocalyptic hockey team, and, with a second sudden death overtime created, I buy some ammo and start talent pool to get more reputation on the strip. On the way, I wanted to see what would happen if I saved the squatter from being killed by the Securitrons. The answer?
Nothing! Absolutely nothing! Stupid! You're so stupid!
Anyways, talent pool is a piece of cake, and with my newfound reputation, I can do Beyond the Beef the right way for once, which consists of me being chased by white gloves who appear out of thin air, talking to Chauncey, oh never mind, he's dead, pickpocketing Mortimer, and...
We're going back in time to the first Thanksgiving to get
human
off the menu. That's right. We're going back in time to the first Thanksgiving to get
human
off the menu.
Doing this outs Mortimer as a cannibalistic fraud, and the white gloves just let him go to start a new cannibal cult? Well, not my problem anymore. I return Ted to his father, awkwardly I might add.
Oh my god, Ted, are you alright?
And with that, it's mission complete. Now to deal with the Omertas, and while I usually go for Troik since it's easier, I decide to mix it up and go after Clandon for once. After finding some snuff tapes in his safe that would make Cook blush, he leaves the place for good. Shame there's no actual option to turn him into the authorities, but oh well. As for killing the bosses, Big Sal is gunned down by Nero before he has a chance to blink, and while I try to act as a human shield for Cucino, he meets a similar fate. Luckily, since the Omertas are defined by their backstabbing nature, it doesn't take long for Nero's cronies to turn him into Swiss cheese. At first, I wanted to save President Kimball, but the quest glitched out. No matter what I did, whether I got the Saboteur killed or sat through Kimball's speech, he wouldn't move from his podium, the quest wouldn't finish, and I was unable to fast travel. In the end, I just pull a Pennsylvania, play the Uno reverse card on some Legion assassins, sneak into the substation, level up, maxing out survival and getting the commando perk, buy a bunch of ammo, and before my road ends, travel to the Courier's Mile. Told you I'd come back to it later. As for the Legate, well...
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
In fact, I scared the Legion so shitless that the Legate's own Praetorian Guard cower instead of trying to avenge his death. I then turn General Oliver into all of Tapenade, smack his Ranger vets around like tennis balls, and beat Fallout New Vegas as Ulysses. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you didn't enjoy the video, leave a dislike and give constructive criticism so I can improve. Consider subscribing and turning notifications on. It's free and makes videos like this one possible. Also, leave your ideas for new challenges down below. I do read them and they may become an official video. Join my Discord server, check out my Reddit page, or if you're thirsty for more content, check out my second channel, The Loophole. This is Causal Loop, signing off. Peace. Oh yeah, one more thing. The bear and the bull, and 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 the...
You need to shut the fuck up!